Well, buckle up because it is another mixed bag in the Miami-Dade condo market. And honestly, we've got some bad news. It's mostly bad news, but there's a little bit of good news sprinkled in. So hang in there. We're going to cover it all in this video today. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent. And, you know, we were really hoping to see a third month in a row of median sale price declines in February of 2024. For the Miami-Dade condo market, but unfortunately we did not see that. However, like I said, it's a mixed bag, and you know, we're coming into the spring market, so there's still hope, people. All right, so you know, but we'll have even more hope if you smash the like button and hit subscribe and ring the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm. Help me grow the channel, and you know, just a little sprinkling of a reward for all the hours that I spend putting this data together for you guys. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about, as I alluded to, the Miami-Dade condo market, specifically in the non-luxury range, which is everything that is $1 million or less through the month of February 2024, okay? So first off, we're going to look at inventory, and inventory increased big time overall, as you can see in that green line, but new listings faltered a bit, meaning that sales are probably still low. But we'll get there, okay? So relax, people. Also, expired listings could be low. Wink, wink. I might have looked ahead at the data. Anyways, so let's talk about the active listings, or the supply here is our green line first. Active listings came in at 7,618, which is up 450 units, or 6.3% from 7,168 in 1 month, okay? So we saw a 6.3% increase in inventory in just 1 month. That's a good sign overall, because we need more inventory on the market in order for prices to have any shot at, you know, leveling out here at, I don't know, some point in the world, okay? Now, year over year, active listings are also up 1,807 units from 5,811. That's a big increase from 5,811 to 7,618. More specifically, it's a 31.1% increase going from here, from here to here, okay? So we're coming up out of this inventory slump, and that's a good sign for anybody who wants prices to regulate, which includes me. You know, a lot of people think realtors just want prices to go up. It's better for me if prices are, like, you know, reasonable and more people can actually buy, okay? So, you know, and also in general, I want to buy more real estate too, okay? So, and I want to help you guys buy, I want to help you guys sell, you know, so reach out to me. My contact info is in the description down below. Now, number of new listings came in at 2,225. It's a lot of twos, 2,225, down slightly from 2,390, or a 165 unit, 6.9% decrease month over month. So, you know, we saw that, you know, whatever it was, percent increase in active inventory. We saw a 6.9% decrease in new listings, okay? So month over month. Now, year over year, new listings are actually up a healthy 558 units, or 33.5% from 1,667, okay? So back here in February, you know, we were 33.5% less new listings in that month than what we had in this month. So it's a good sign overall. Even though we saw a little bit of a month over month dip, you know, compared to the last like year and a half, we're doing better, okay? So it's a good sign. You know, things are looking up. You know, keep a smile on your face, everybody. So next up, let's talk about days on market and close price to original price ratio, which both increased month over month. We're going to look at the green line first, which is our average days on market. They took a big jump from 79 to 92 days on market. So this is kind of where that mixed bag comes in. You know, like we're going to talk about in a second, you know, median sale price didn't go down this past month, but we see days on market slowing down, okay? So the market's slowing down. More specifically, you know, from 79 to 92 days is a 16.5% slowing of the market, so to speak, okay? So, you know, overall, the more the market slows down, the more sellers are sort of incentivized to be more competitive with their prices and price strategies, okay? So that's good news for buyers overall. However, 92 days is still, it's not like that crazy of a slow market. But it is a good sign that, we're not seeing the market speeding up at least, okay? Now, year over year, days on market are also up 20 days from 72 days to 92 days now. And that is a 27.8% slowing of the market. So you can see that, 2022 February compared to this February, we're doing better. And overall, you can see, we've been for about a year and a half now sort of on this upward trend of, more days on market, the market slowing down overall, okay, which is a good sign, again, for buyers. Not necessarily a great sign for sellers, but again, if you're a seller, still relatively quick moving market out there, okay? Now, close price to original price ratio, what is that, Jake? All that is a percentage expressing the difference between what a property is originally listed at compared to what it ultimately sold at. So if it's listed for $100,000 and it sells for $95,000, that's a 95% close price to original price ratio. So hopefully that makes sense. And the close price to original price ratio, spent a few months of the last year going down like crazy because people were having to make deals. And then last month, for the first month in a while, it actually went up. Only went up 0.1%, but it went up. It came in at 95.4%. All right, obviously up from 95.3%. And year over year, however, it's actually down 0.9% from 96.3. So almost down a full percentage. But, nonetheless, nowhere near that 100% where we were at when, the market was crazy for condos and townhomes back in 2022. So the closer it gets to 100%, the closer it gets to sellers are just getting what they're asking for. The closer it gets away from that, the more, it's indicative of sellers are either going on fishing trips and having to adjust to the actual market value of a property, or they're just getting closer to market value right off the rip, okay? In terms of their opening price, right? Because this is original price. You can also look at it as close price to list price, which is the last list price. But I like to look at it as close price to original price because that sort of gives you a better idea of where the sellers are starting, obviously, okay? Now, let's look at the next graph here, which is the big one, the big disappointing one here is the bad news graph. Like I was kind of alluding to at the beginning, it looks like we're not going to be seeing a downward trend in condos after all as far as prices go. Looking at the green line here, we had 2 months in a row of downward prices after honestly a year of, not necessarily the most staggering price increases. Still, we did see, price increases, and depending on what month you look at on a year-to-year basis, you could see a big increase, or you could see, potentially, not a big increase, so depending on what months you look at. So this past month, we actually saw a little bit of a increase there in the median sale price. And the previous month, we had actually seen a 5.1% decrease from December through January. However, again, this past month, that we were hoping it was going to be the third month, which it takes 3 months in order to consider something a trend. But the third month came and it didn't decrease. So we can't say prices are trending down officially. However, there's still hope in that days on market, increasing. And if we see a big increase in inventory, that could also help as well. Now, median sale price for the non-luxury range of condos, again, that's everything $1 million and below, came in at $385,000, which is up $10,000 from January, or 2.7%. Okay, so a 2.7% increase in 1 month. It's not the end of the world, but it is not what we wanted to see again. But this brings the yearly appreciation of non-luxury condos also to 2.7% as well, because last February's median sale price was $375. So a $10,000 difference, okay? January was $375 of this year, and then last February was also $375. So again, depending what months you look at, you see a 0% increase for if you look at it from February to the January. And then if you look at it from February to February, then you see 2.7% increase. So yeah, it's, condos aren't appreciating at the same rate that single family homes are. That's what we are seeing right now, a big disparity in the market between the two. Single family homes appreciated year over year at this point 14%, okay, versus 2.7 for condos. Now, sales took a decent 111 unit jump from January to February. That's a 16.1% increase. However, the last January to February jump was 21.1%. Of an increase. So not off to a great sign for the upcoming spring market, but we're not there yet. So, relax, people. We still got time. We're coming into this spring market. We're going to see what happens. But it's also normal to see a jump up from January to February in terms of sales, because sales are a lagging indicator. So not a ton of people comparatively go under contract in December, which means January sales are usually pretty low. And then, the year starts off, people are kind of getting into the swing of things, starting going under contract. So January to February, you tend to have more sales happening than you had in January, okay? Because the sales happening in February, usually they went under contract in January, potentially in December, but all the more reason why in March, the March numbers, we should see significantly more sales, fingers crossed, because we're at a really low point in sales right now in the market. And, we want to see a more normal regulated market where we're not living in these extreme times, okay? Now, next graph here is months of inventory. And I'm not going to zoom in that far. There we go. So months of inventory, which is just how long would it take to sell the existing supply if no new properties came on the market. So months of inventory dropped 1 month to 9 months of inventory, obviously from 10. Last February was 6 months of inventory, okay? So if you're looking at that green line there, you see a 1 month drop, okay, from 10 to 9. Last February was at 6, okay? So a little bit slower of a market. In terms of we have, like we said, the days on market been trending up. You can kind of see how the months of inventory and the days on market trend lines are kind of similar. They've been kind of gradually decreasing. This one more over the last year. This is seasonal right here. But over the last year and a half, this one really almost 2 years trending up and up and up for months of inventory. So if the months of inventory keeps trending up, we continue to see, low sales, more inventory coming on the market, high interest rates. We could still see a market correction just because we have 1 month in condos, not in single family homes. Just because we have 1 month of, a 2.7% increase in median sale price doesn't mean that there's no way prices are going to go down. They're only going up from here. For condos, there's a lot more barriers than there are in the single family home market. Check out my single family home video. I'll try to remember to link it up here right above where my screen is at. You can click it and, watch it after this video. But that goes into more detail about what's happening with single family homes, obviously, because it's the single family home update. But as far as condos, you've got the insurance debacle that's happening in Florida right now. You've got rising maintenance costs that are happening largely due to Senate Bill 4D that's coming down the pipeline, requiring more reserves for buildings that need structural repairs, and just aging buildings in general. So causing more maintenance fees and stuff. So there's more hurdles for condos in this market right now, which means that there's more opportunities to get deals in this market as well. That's the kind of the silver lining of it. All right. Now, expired listings, that's the blue line there. Expired listings is literally just listings that the contract between the listing agent and the seller expired and it's no longer on the market. So expired listings came in at 1,506. That is a 6.9% decrease from 1,617 in January, or 111 less expired listings. Now, year over year, looking at the blue line again here, expired listings are down 253 listings, or 14.4%. So more than double from 1,759 expireds last year. Okay, so a more than double, increase on a year over year basis than what we saw month over month. However, the expired listings are getting less and less and less, which makes sense because we're in a low inventory environment. The less inventory you have, the more cost prohibitive, affordability wise and interest rate wise and all of that, median sale price and so forth. The more cost prohibitive real estate is, the less inventory that you have, the less sales you have, then you're going to be in this environment where less people are inclined to list their properties for sale. The less inventory that you have, then the less expired listings, presumably, that you'll have as well. So, it's all super interesting what's happening in the market right now. My best advice to people is to be very cognizant of what your goals are, whether you're a buyer, seller, or an investor, and be very crystal clear on what your objective is. If you're a first-time buyer in this market, it might be that condos are the only thing that you can afford, whereas maybe you wanted to originally buy a single-family home. But listen, there's nothing wrong with getting your foot in the door and building equity so that you can start building your generational wealth and build your net worth, so that you can then take that equity and transfer it into other another asset like a single-family home, if that's like in that example. If you're a seller right now in this market, as we're seeing more inventory coming on, but we're still in this low inventory environment, and prices they're fairly stable, right? It could be a good time to sell, especially if you think that we're going to continue to be in a high interest rate, cost prohibitive environment with less sales. Now could be a good time to sort of take advantage of getting, sort of top dollar for your property before prices potentially correct in the condo market, okay? Again, this is not going to happen in the single family home market. Can't stress that enough. There are no inflection points happening in the single family home market that lead me to believe prices could come down in any reasonable scenario other than a black swan event. However, in condos, we have a variety of factors that are leading towards downward price pressure in the condo market, okay? So, if you're a buyer, then it's a good time to negotiate and try and get a deal, especially if you have a healthy down payment and you're looking at a building that doesn't have reserves. You can use that to your advantage because there's less competition for those units. People really want to see buildings with reserves right now, especially if they're working with a good realtor who educates them on the topic. And if you're working with a realtor who hasn't told you about the situation with reserves or condo maintenance fees or insurance, master policy insurance happening in the state of Florida right now, then I would highly suggest that you talk to your realtor about that and see why they haven't been mentioning that to you. And if you're not in that situation yet, because you don't have a realtor, thankfully, that you haven't been misled, you can reach out to me and I'll always steer you in the right direction. Now, again, for sellers though, it could be a good time to sort of strike while the iron is still hot, because we could potentially see a market correction coming in the future. Now, we're going into the spring market. Generally, you see more listings in the spring market. More inventory could, again, lead to downward price pressure in addition to all these other factors that are going on. So it's something to think about, okay? If you're an investor, it's definitely super important to make sure you work on your numbers and be conservative, okay, with your numbers, because people who are expecting rent prices to keep skyrocketing, well, guess what? Check out any of my recent rental videos and you'll see that that's not what's happening with rental prices anymore. And I have another rental video coming this month as well, so make sure that you hit subscribe, ring the notification bell, smash the like button, all that good stuff. But whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, reach out to me and I will give you free consultation regarding your specific circumstances, okay? So whatever it is your objectives are, whatever it is that you have going on in life, whether you're looking to downsize, looking to upsize, looking to retire and move away, or maybe you're looking to buy a snowbird place down here, whatever the situation is, I will, give you my unbiased, context and perspective. I pride myself on not being a pushy, salesy person. I've never have been that way, and I never will be, because I build my business on actually creating relationships with people. So reach out to me. I'll give you my honest perspective on whatever it is that's going on and help guide you. Even if you don't use me as your realtor, I'm here to be a resource for the community. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, the like button is right there for you to go ahead and smash. Or I think it might be on this side. Anyways, and the subscribe button, that would be over on this side, I think. We're guessing at this point because I don't know if it flip-flops. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, I hope to see you on the next one. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.